It seems like a very good time to be an Ayr United fan right now, sitting top of the league, 0 losses, only team without that. How's it feeling in the sort of camp right now?
The camp's, very confident, because of the start we've had. But we all know that it's very early days. The game coming up Saturday is a tough game. They've only conceded 3 goals. They're going to be well organised. Defensively, it's going to be very good. And they've got players that can score goals. So we've got to be on our front foot. We've got to be concentration levels have to be going, and because the lads have set a very good standard, and they've got to keep that, and it's our job hopefully to keep that going. But it's so early in the season, and but it's really nice to be in this situation, and can we keep it going? And the only time we can answer that is every game we play.
So it's been a busy summer in terms of transfer activity. You've got a couple of new faces through the door. How are they going to help boost the squad then going forward?
Well, the squad is competitive all the way through, which we want, as staff, and I'm sure the players do as well. We don't want anyone just thinking that you want them to enjoy the football and be relaxed and play, but at the same time they know the standards we require and for Ayr United, and they know if they off the boil or anything else, then they've got to be looking over the shoulder. And I think the depth of the squad is really good, and I think of any football club in the world, you still always got to be looking and pushing.
Is that the key to the success that the team's seen at the start of the season so far? The fact that the players are all enjoying the football. Alex, would you sort of testify to that? How are you finding the season so far?
Yeah, I think it's great to have strength in depth. I think it's really helping competition and making sure everyone's kind of ready to play when called upon. Obviously there's reserve games as well, so they're really helping. So yeah, I think definitely to have so many players ready to play and wanting to play, it's really helping the team.
And obviously conceding an early goal last Friday couldn't have been easy, but the team done really well to bounce back from that quite quickly. How did you find that, being in the sort of back four and having to come back from such an early goal? What does that do to you on the pitch mentally?
Yeah, I think obviously it's never ideal. It's not the start you want to concede an early goal, but I think we kept our composure. We played our way into the game still. We didn't really go off course too much and let it affect us. So I think then when Dippo got the goal down the other end, I think that just gave us momentum to it gave us that foothold in the game to push on and then obviously go on to have a good result.
Excellent. And Rachel, obviously not the most ideal results for the women's side at the weekend, but before that we're just talking about the competitiveness of each team in the league this year. So what's the key to bouncing back from that defeat last week?
I think just regrouping and training. I think the standard is really high, so we're working really hard as well in training. I think the girls are a good group and the spirits are really high, so I think that will really push us on to get us forward.
Rachel, you scored 63 goals last season. Are you hoping that that's a number that you can reach this season or try and replicate it?
I think 63 goals last season was a good target. That league down there was a good standard, but this season's now an even higher standard, so this league's going to be definitely more harder, I would say, to compete, because the teams are equal, and I think it will be really good to see the competitiveness in this league as well, so yeah.
And Tim, you helped Stuart Galloway coach some of the academy goalkeepers on a Monday night. How have you been enjoying that, getting involved with the academy keepers?
Yeah, it's been really good. I've enjoyed it. Most people started getting involved in January really with Stuart. Stuart's a good guy, good coach, so it was really good because he takes the younger age groups and said I'll get involved with the older ones, and then obviously seeing Ollie and the under 18s keepers is really good. So just trying to do what I've done in the past, and the club have been great backing me to do this. Is that there's a good, you can show people there's a pathway. There's a pathway for for all players, but especially for the goalkeepers, because it's a different position. It's unique. It takes time. Everything, because you are judged for moments, either for one good thing or for a bad thing, and I like to think I can support them when things don't go well, and obviously support them when things do go well. And so like with Stuart and Davey White, they've been really helpful, and I'm hoping that I can help them to show that there is a pathway to get into the first team, especially into the youth team reserves, and go across there, because I think I know I've done it in the past there, and supported obviously the manager and the rest of the coaching staff. I think it's something that we can build on here.
And you mentioned Ollie, the under-16s keeper. He's recently been called up to the Scotland squad, and so is Jamie Hislop from the under-15s. What does that say about what's going on here at Somerset?
That's what it shows at Ayr, is that there's a good link. Well, there's a great link between grassroots, the academy, up to the first team. You know, you've got the manager who watches all age groups. And obviously, he's watched the women's game as well. So it shows of commitment of the staff and the link between all that. Because we talk about players, you know, when we sit in our office, when we talk about training, we talk about the players that are coming through. You know, Davey White has got a good group of staff who he deals with. He's passionate about it as well, and I'm certainly I'm passionate about the goalkeeping side of it all, to show the goalkeepers and the parents that look, we're here to do it right. You know, we want to get our own through. I'm a big believer of that, but that does take time, and it does take a plan. And what it does show that the club is committed to the academy, and it shows that committed to, if you're good enough and willing to work hard enough, that you've got a chance at Ayr United to play in the first team.
And Alex, you previously mentioned reserve games. The reserve league starts this Tuesday. They've got Queen of the South at home. How beneficial do you find those games were when you first joined there?
Yeah, I think for me when I first joined, obviously it was massively beneficial to me to get used to get a small taste of what the level was like, and kind of get used to the styles of play that you'll come up against. And I think also coming up here, I hadn't had many minutes, in all fairness, in a while, because I was injured at the end of last season. So I think it was fantastic to kind of get minutes in my belt and build those up. So yeah, and I think also going back to what I said before, like it creates a really good environment having the competition within the team, because at the end of the day, nobody's safe in the team. So I think, yeah, they're really good games.
Travelling to Capello at the weekend, what sort of game are you expecting against Morton? How do you make life difficult for them?
It's going to be a tough game Saturday at Morton. You know, it's very compact ground, like it is at Somerset. They're well coached, and they've been well organised. You know, they're a threat, and if you look at they've got the best goals against in the league, only conceding 3. So we've got to be at it.
And Rachel, sort of similar question: how do you make life difficult for Renfrew?
I think we just need to work hard. I think also that when we've got those chances in front of goal, we can capitalise on them. And yeah, I think sticking together as a team and really pushing on will help us in that game as well.
Rachel, again back to you. I was speaking to a couple of players from your team who were saying that really disappointed they didn't come away with a point last week, and even more disappointed with the fact that they lost goals from 2 set plays to free kicks. How's the team been dealing with that?
I think we're doing pretty well. We've regrouped, we got back into training, we're very focused on this week ahead, and I think the team that we have is strong, and the tempo is very high in the camp and at training, and in the changing room as well. Like, it's pretty high, so we're just bouncing back.
I'm just going to ask you the other question. You've been a bit harsh on yourself when you were answering the question earlier about not getting as many goals next season. I've got to say it's pretty impressive so far that you've scored 3 goals in 3 games. So come on, let's hear it. Are you enjoying it up there? Definitely enjoying it. 3 and 3 is a good start, but again, I want to keep progressing. I want to keep learning, and yeah, football is a team game, so to have those
girls in the squad and help me push on, it will be really good as well.
Alex, last time I really had a chance to talk to you, other than just going past in the stadium, was your first interview here, and you were talking about it being the first time you'd actually got out of that sort of coddled idea of being at Arsenal, and everything was done for you and that, and you were coming up here to have to do everything for yourself. How have you survived?
Well, I mean, how have you survived is quite like everyone's been really helpful, I think, on and off the pitch. It's been a really good experience so far. I've enjoyed virtually every minute of it, I think. Off the pitch, obviously, just getting used to small things, doing everything has definitely benefited me in the long run. And I think on the pitch as well, getting used to different styles of play, getting used to all my teammates. Obviously, I've been here nearly 2 months now, so I feel quite settled into the group. And yeah, all the players, all the coaches, everyone's been great with me. So yeah, I think I wouldn't say it's like, I have to survive. It's not been so tough, but I've really enjoyed it.
Also, you were talking about the standard that you expected from the Championship. You've now had that chance to find out what it really is like. Has it come up to what you expected?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's been very physical. I think the teams are all very well structured, very well drilled. Obviously, there's a lot of experienced players in both the teams I've played against. So yeah, it's been a really good challenge for me.
Does it help being among a lot of new faces here at the club right now?
Yeah, I'd say obviously there's a couple of us new boys that I think it did help us settle in together. Probably we formed a little group without even knowing it at the start. But I feel like now everyone's been here quite a while. There's 2 new signings today, but apart from that, I'd say everyone's really settled in, and yeah, it's good.
Timo, what do these new signings sort of say about the ambitions of the club? Depot has probably been the signing of the Championship so far this season, and his goal on Friday sort of definitely proved that he's attacking quality, but now we've got 2 new sort of attacking players coming in. What does that say about the ambitions of the club going forward?
It just shows that it's that depth-wise that there's competition, but obviously the window is a big window from here to January. That's just to protect ourselves. Like Dippo's been superb when he's come in across there, but I think the players at the back have done really well. Like Frankie, I think he's done superb, and his voice and across there. Just going back what Alex was saying about the players, him coming in and the young lads, it's a good change room. They're good people. Sean, the captain, he's been excellent. Dealing with like coming out of the team, I think he's been superb around the place. And obviously, with Nick, they make people very welcome, and not just the players and the coaching staff, but the staff within the club. Karen, Claire, Karen, and the office staff. They've been absolutely superb with any new players coming in and making them feel welcome. And that's the thing, you do get that here, you do feel welcome when you come and join the club. And I think that says a lot, and I think that helps the team as well. It's not just what happens on the training field and on the pitch. Yeah, everyone looks at, and that's what you get judged on. But to be settled, I think it's the whole environment. Yeah, and I know we take the mick about, obviously, we've got a lad from Villa and Alex from Arsenal, 2 huge clubs, everything, training facilities, the whole lot. But they get looked after. In the environment we can do. Ideally, yeah, we'd love to have this and that, but I think it's good character building, brings people together, and we can have a good laugh as well.
Excellent. Just a final one from you. I know you said you are confident, but you don't want to get ahead of yourselves, but surely after beating a team like Dundee, coming back from the Premier League last year, that sort of quality, surely there must be some thoughts of thinking we can secure a playoff this season.
Look, every team, I'm sure every team at the start of the season thinks where you want to go and go across. Look, yeah, we did superb Friday. We've got to play Dundee another 3 times yet. We have. We are early days, so I'd like to hope if I do the press again, let's say about Christmas time, it'd be nice to be asked that question again, and I think I can give you a better answer. But at the end of the day, look, you've got to enjoy your wins, and you've got to enjoy the position now, you know, because you just never know. And we certainly do that, but we are certainly respectful of the teams we play against each week, and we're certainly respectful of the team we're coming up against this Saturday. We've got to take it game by game, and let's see where we go from there.
No worries, I'll track you down at Christmas and ask you the same question.
Yeah, thank you.
One final thing is just that we have a television star in with us today. I don't know if you realise this. Rachel, BBC Alba, what was that about?
That was about my progress from the development up to the ladies squad. Want to know about my career so far and how it's going, and my job in here at A United. So that was a really good experience to have that, and coming into training, meeting the girls as well, and it was really good, yeah.
Is the interest in women's football really growing for you? Have you noticed it over the last little while?
Yeah, definitely. I think when the Euros was on, that was a good example of how big women's football was now becoming in Scotland and in the UK. So yeah, it was really good. I think the young ones are now getting involved through Disney Playmakers. That's a girls' programme. So I think that's all coming together really well. So yeah.